Welcome to American Hammers TV, part of the American Hammers Network. This is a live episode, but if you're watching us after the fact, thanks. But click the like and click the subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it. Real quick, it's just me and Lee tonight, which is kind of cool because this is how it all started. Me and Lee.
Yep.
And less than a year ago, so deadline day will be a year anniversary. We're going to do something special for a year anniversary. We're making a special T-shirt for our shop that we're going to be giving away. But in the meantime, check our social media pages and look for that post that says "Thank you 1,000 subscribers" and retweet it or share it. And if you do, you enter to win the T-shirt of your choice in our shop. So
Nice.
whatever you want, wherever you are, doesn't matter where in the world you live, we'll buy it for you and ship it out to you, and yeah, anything you want. So that's that. I did want to briefly talk about what it means to us in particular. Since it is us, we haven't really talked about it together since we're the ones who pretty much started this thing. So it really does mean a lot that we finally reached 1,000 subscribers, especially in less than a year. I mean, our target was, let's try to do 1,000 in a year, and we did that. That's really cool. And I can't thank everybody involved with us, everybody who is not involved anymore and was involved with us, everybody we've ever had on as a guest, and everybody in the chat room. The chat room has kept us alive this whole time and spread the word. Everybody on social media who follows us, we really, 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 really appreciate it. And yeah, Lee, what are your thoughts on reaching 1,000?
Well, I'll tell you, it's funny, Tim. This is as OG gets tonight, because this was what you and I were doing 11 months ago, 11 and a half months ago, sitting in front of our computers talking about West Ham.
Yeah.
And Tim said, he wanted 1,000 subscribers in a year, and I said, I don't think there are 1,000 West Ham fans in the United States.
Yeah, you did actually. Yeah.
We're gonna have like, hey, there's Ken. I see Ken on tonight. We're gonna have like 300 people at the most. Like, I think you're crazy. And then it turned out, well, we went to Premier League mornings in Boston back in March, and there must have been like 100 West Ham fans there. And I thought, well, actually, if there's 100 people here, then yeah. It turns out there's thousands of West Ham fans across the U.S. and thousands, many more, hundreds of thousands, I guess, maybe millions around the world. And I just, first of all, I want to thank you, Tim, for bringing me into this, because you do all the work. It was your idea. Tim does everything behind the scenes. He just, I was just the first one he brought in because I've known him for a while. But I'm super glad to do it. I love it. I look forward to it every week. 2 shows a week. I always enjoy. And I talk about this channel all the time. I brag about it all the time. I'm always on Twitter, retweeting and goofing around with things. So to everybody who's helped us, to everybody who works with us now, to everybody who watches us, everybody in the chat room, Ray's there, Ken, Benjamin, I see you guys there. And everybody who's always with us, thanks for being with us. This has been amazing. And I'll tell you, I loved West Ham before we started this, but now it's just a much deeper and more meaningful love because of these fans that I've met. These are the greatest people in the world. And
seriously,
I just think they're absolutely the most fantastic people in the world. And it's just it's become more than a passion for me. It's become a really integral part of my life. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's been we started this just by wanting to, showcase and also unearth, bring out and try to connect with other West Ham supporters here in the States.
We wanted to meet people, right? We wanted to meet here in the Boston area
with other Americans, and discover as many as we possibly could. But then it evolved, and it kept evolving, and it has since, and it continues to do so. And we have other plans that are in the future that are going to be even crazier. But the people that we've met, Lee, like you said, man, it makes this thing just all worth it. I mean, I got addicted to it, pretty much is what it comes down to. That's the reason why we are what we are, today. I mean, I brought you in because you were the only West Ham fan I physically met.
Right.
From America, right? So
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's exactly. So that's why we started this, and then that's why I wanted you to be with me in this whole ride. And I didn't really expect it at that time. Even we didn't really expect us to even interview, West Ham Fan TV or Hammers Chat or Irons United or any of these people. Didn't expect to interview Jack Collison and Ian Bishop and Kenny Brown or Chuck Core and Robert Banks. I mean,
it's been amazing. The people we've met, the people we've talked to. Amazing. I spent an hour and a half with Ian Bishop. That was incredible. You know, Chuck Core is a fantastic guy. I genuinely love that guy. Rob Banks was great. The authors have been great. We knew Jack Collison already, but he was fantastic with us. Kenny Brown was wonderful. Just a fantastic guy, you know?
Yeah.
I never thought I'd get to meet, even though it's, you know, over video, I never thought I'd get to meet people like that and talk to them.
Yeah, no, that's it, you know? And so that became addicting for me. So once we started interviewing people like, we had, what's his name from, we had, it was Kevin first. Kevin from Columbus was first. And then we had, we had Wayne, we had Costia from DC. Yeah. And then it was addicting trying to find these people, right?
And here's my man right here from Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
Gabe.
Yeah, Gabe. So Gabe's been with us pretty much the whole time, you know? Yeah. And so finding these people was addicting, and then trying to, find new groups. And then since we've been doing the show, new groups have even popped up. And then trying to get them in here so we could help them in their growth process by, showcasing them so that they could get out there and say, hello, we're here. Because that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to pretty much tell the club. That's the main mission behind this, was trying to tell the club that we exist here. Treat us with respect. When
we first started this, I said, if we don't get anything else out of this, maybe we'll get a free trip over. Maybe Gold, Sullivan, and Brady will like us enough that they'll bring us over, out of appreciation for us unearthing American fans for them.
Yeah, well, I'll be banging on the door when I get there. And
after some of the things we've said, if they won't hire Stuart Pierce back, they're definitely not going to bring us over for free. So
I can delete it all real quick. I can delete all the archives.
I apologize and recant completely if the owners are watching this.
I said the same thing about Slav the other day too. I said I'll just delete everything, or Fredericks even. Yeah, if I met him, I'd be like, listen, man, I'm sorry, but I said all these bad things about you.
He's probably heard worse, honestly.
No, I know. But the whole point is, listen, having people, not only us and Gabe and Ken and these people in the chat room. We got Ray, we got Stuart, and I see Isaac in there. I mean, there's people from abroad that have been watching us as well. I can't thank you guys enough, and Lee as well. And look, I know we're gonna get into some more stuff like I posted, like the board protest and Diangana and all that good stuff. But I just really, Lee and I haven't had a moment to really, reflect on what we have accomplished in less than a year. I mean, so again, thank you.
I'm sorry, this is what's coming, crack me up.
Probably true. It's true. It's so true.
It's very true.
Well, actually, you know what it would be? It would be one long run-on sentence about James Tompkins.
It would used to be James Tompkins. James Tompkins, how much I hate the British press. And then it would just like PSG, Texas.
Oh yeah, he said it. Drink, drink, everybody.
There'd be nothing about West Ham at all, basically. It would just be random. Yeah.
But anyway, we've all had a lot of fun, and we're going to continue to have a lot more fun. And again, thanks for tuning in, watching us. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and follow us on social media.
He's on fire. He's on fire.
Yeah. And Neil, and obviously you as well, over there in Australia. Thank you, buddy, and we really appreciate it.
12 hours ahead of us, and I mean, I don't know. It's like Friday, something. I don't know what happened, but anyway. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, let's talk about the board protest, but I did want to mention real quick that I found out that somebody else from America, well, he's actually from England, but he lives in America, is going to be going to the same games that I am.
Oh, really?
And, Gary Perridge.
Oh, no way! You're going to Gary?
Yeah.
Oh, you better be careful, man. Yeah, that's gonna be carnage. Oh, what a legend! What an absolute.
We'll hang out with Nick Tucker and
I wish I could go. If I hadn't just dropped $1,000 on our cars, which we just did last week. Plus, I don't have a passport right now. I haven't renewed my passport. It expired 2 years ago.
Mine expires in 2023, so I'm lucky there. But Tom,
he does owe me. Yeah, he does.
If anybody knows if anybody knows a relative of him or some way for me to get in contact where we can like invite him on the show, that would be fantastic. I know it won't happen, but it would be awesome if it did happen at some point. I'd love to, have a chat with him. How cool would that be? I mean, I probably wouldn't even get a word in edgewise. You know what I mean? Like, I think I'd probably be starstruck because that's a legend in my eyes. You know what I mean? He was awesome, and I feel so bad that he couldn't finish his career at West Ham. That just fucking hurts. But anyway,
we've had Jack Collison, and I've always loved Jack Collison. Before I met him, I already had his shirt. When he signed the shirt that I had, it was his shirt that he signed. But my white whale, metaphorically speaking, of course, is obviously Carlton Cole. I mean, I love Carl. I've got a shirt on tonight, actually. It's Carlton Cole shirt I'm wearing right now. So, yeah. So if anybody can help us out with Carlton Cole, would love to get him on here. And I'd be the same way. I would just sort of be like,
I have a contact. I just don't want to. I don't want to fucking scare him away and lose the contact. Well, that's the thing. I want to make sure that the right person gets in touch with him and gives it. Yeah. All right. So what are we gonna say? All right. Board protest. Yeah. I can't really pull that. I'll pull it up on my phone because I can't really. My computer's acting wonky, and I don't want to ruin this episode here.
Yeah, I was looking at all those articles earlier, and they were all the board protest one was okay. The other ones that we're going to talk about crashed my browser, and I don't want to crash my browser tonight.
Dude, the board protest one was from Knees Up Mother Brown. It was great.
No, it's fantastic. Can you get it on screen?
Good.
I could probably get it on screen
if you could. I can't, man. My computer is.
Let's see if I can do it. No,
it's fried. I also want to jinx you. I'm sorry, jinx you. I'm sorry. I want to let you know that you jinxed me because you mentioned privately that something about car issues or something like that.
Yes.
Guess what just happened to me?
Oh no! Don't tell me.
Yeah, dude. So it's like you jinxed me, bastard. But anyway, I love
you. Did you have a wreck or did it just?
No. It's just check engine installing. Like as I'm at a stoplight, and I go, and then thing would just stall. Yeah.
We had the brakes done on our van, and we had the brakes done on my car, and we had a little. But it was $1,000 between the two, and that's a lot. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna wait until obviously after the trip.
Yeah.
It was a little. I want to buy a shirt when I'm over there.
Yeah, of course.
or eat. I'd like to eat when I'm over there. Something. Well,
all
right.
Shirt should always be your priority. All right. Let me get, that's the other thing is if I go over whenever
it is, Gabe. I'm sorry. It's like us FaceTime. I know, guys. I'm sorry.
That's how it started. So
we're getting there. We're getting
go back and watch the first episode.
We're trying to pull it up. So basically, there was an awesome blog and video. There's a video as well that goes along with it. It's about the 10-point plan.
Strongly encourage reading this. I'm gonna put a copy. I'm gonna put it in the chat room. I'm gonna put a link to it in the chat room here.
Yeah,
because it's really good. It's Graham wrote it. Graham Howlett, our friend from Knees Up Mother Brown, and it's superb. Yeah.
And I was going to I planned on having Paul Colborne on Sunday, but I just couldn't get him on. I mean, he was there. I was talking to him, and then I couldn't get the feed going, so we weren't able to talk about this. So that's why I'm kind of talking about it right now. And Hammers United actually also posted pretty much the speech I was going to have him talk about on our show on their YouTube channel. It's the only video they have on there, so they have a YouTube channel. Check it out. Just obviously search for Hammers United on YouTube and find it, or just go to their Facebook page or whatever. But anyway, Lee, what did you make of this?
Well, when you told me we were going to talk about the protest,
which is based. But the point is, Lee, is that it's based off of the failure or the overall failure of this.
That's what I was going to say. When you first told me we were going to talk about it, my thought, even though I respect Paul Colborne immensely, I really do, I thought it's not a great time because we have a glimmer of momentum. We've won a couple of matches. We're at least trying to make an FA Cup run. My thought was, do we have to do this right now? But then I read this article, and, it was really a good reminder of how the board have failed us over and over and over again over the last decade, and how tone deaf they've been, and how they haven't listened to supporters, and how they haven't kept their promises, and they haven't even really tried to keep their promises. I don't think. And, after I read it, my thought was, yeah, go for it. Just go for it. You know what? Let them know we're dissatisfied still, even though things have turned very slightly this season from abysmal to possibly not horrible. just go for it. Again, this is a Paul Claiborne effort. I think he's quoted in here somewhere. I've said before, I don't love pitch invasions, but I do think what he did against Burnley changed the trajectory of the club. I think it woke the board up, got the board to spend some money, got the board to upgrade.
Correct.
Some, and I think without it, who knows? We might have gone down that season.
Correct.
I really believe that what he did was, sometimes civil disobedience is necessary. And I realize we're not talking about civil rights here. We're talking about football. But even so, if you want to get something done, sometimes you have to do something drastic. And that's what he did. And I think that, again, I don't know how much I liked his method, but certainly his message was right on and it was necessary. And I think it's the same thing here. I don't know if you guys can read this. It's awfully hard to read, but anyway, this little
and don't click the link yet, because it'll take you away from the video. No, I'm not you. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the people in chat. So basically, if you're watching this video, don't click on the link yet, because then you'll miss
yeah. Well, save it for later.
We'll give you the cliff notes real quick. But basically, go ahead, Lee, quote it. What was he saying?
Well, yeah, he basically, he gives a little statement here.
Yes.
He says, the protest is about the board. It's about the board and nothing but the board.
Correct.
The date he title is significant. It's almost exactly 10 years after they took charge, within one day of being 10 years. He says, my protest to hold them to account for their failure over 10 years and the failure of their 10-point plan, and the disastrous move from Upton Park, obviously. I think, and then what Graham does is he just goes through the 10-point plan. And he grades it pass fail. And he's very fair, to be honest. He's very fair. I mean, he's a little, in all honesty, he tilts a little more toward the board than I would have. But even so, it's about 7 fails and 3 passes, and that's being generous.
Let's point out the passes then. Like what did they actually pass on?
Well, I can I'll just scroll through it quickly here. So he's got the first point being appoint a high caliber manager, and without going into huge detail, I know it sounds ridiculous, but his argument is they did try to do that, especially with Pellegrini. I mean, they did. So he's giving him a pass on for that, and I don't blame him. I think I see where he's coming from. Now that's we could go into an hour on just that, obviously, but he's giving a pass for the effort. They got Allardyce, who at least had a good.
Listen, we all thought we had it with Pellegrini. We all thought they finally did it. I
thought we did. The first doubt I had about him was that Everton match last season when we went to Boston, and I looked at that starting 11 and I thought, that's how does that happen? Yeah. Point 2: sign players hungry to do well. We have to.
Wish we had sound effects.
Yeah, the only 2 significant signings they made were Payet and Arnautovic, and Arnautovic ended up leaving in a huff, and Payet, we don't know what his story really was, but obviously he didn't stay with us. Most everybody else they brought in has kind of been garbage to a great extent. Further invest in the academy, well, that's just an absolute joke. That's as big a failure as ever find. And I'll tell you something else. The Rush Green facility is bad. I obviously haven't been there, but man, the thing. I'm telling you, I have seen high school workout rooms in Massachusetts, not just Texas, but in Massachusetts, look better than that place.
It's funny because where we practiced with Greater Lowell United at Chelmsford Middle School looks exactly. It looks just the same as the pitch on Rush Green when I was watching the West Ham ladies match. It looks like a high school or middle school stadium here in America. Yeah,
it does. It's like a high school stadium in a state that doesn't care about high school sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Texas story because high school football is gigantic, but here in Mass, where it's an afterthought, it still looks like a Mass high school stadium. That's a damning assessment. Yeah. So that's an obvious fail, and it makes the good point somewhere that you're like even Declan Rice didn't actually come from our academy. We poached him, I think, from Chelsea. Yeah, and he's kind of our academy. The person we hold up is coming, but he didn't really even come from our academy. So
neither did Nathan Holland.
No, neither did he's in here too. Same way.
Not everybody's hyped up about, including me, but
yeah. No, I am too, and I think it's great promise. But they didn't actually come through our system the way or James Hopkins for that matter.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Further reduce club debt. This is a great one to read, and again, we can go into an hour on this. How they are charging interest on the loans they made to the club. David Sullivan said we have to do that.
Why do you say pass? So they haven't reduced our debt, though. They did. I
Well,
mean,
because they did reduce the debt. They did. They did.
Yeah.
So yes, it's a pass insofar as the numbers very clearly point out that they reduced the debt. The problem is how much they've lied about it. Even Mike Ashley gave interest-free loans to Newcastle United, and David Sullivan came out and said we're not allowed to give interest-free loans to the club. Well, that's just not true. It's not true. So, whatever you think of reducing the debt, which has been a good, a positive development, they haven't been, I don't know, magnanimous toward the club. It's still very much a business venture for them, and they're making a lot of money off of it, and they're charging interest when even bad owners don't do that.
Yeah.
I think that's the point that Graham's trying to make here. But fundamentally, pass fail, it's pass. Free season ticket prices. This one is interesting too, because he does point out that even though season ticket prices went up in some of the lower tiers, you can buy a pretty cheap season ticket up in the upper tiers. Like if you want the Goodyear blimp close enough you can reach up and grab it. There is a point in here about affordable football season tickets for £250, which is relatively inexpensive. So he gives them a pass on that, even though it's not a universal sort of pass. It's again, pass fail, it's pass.
Yeah.
This is where it gets just embarrassing. Build the status and image of the club both domestically and further afield. We don't even have to discuss that. I mean, come on. It's on the face of it, that's just a complete failure. Make the football enjoyable. Again, I mean, including changes to pre-match and halftime entertainment. We don't go to the games. I really can't speak to the pre-match and halftime, but we can speak to everything else, and it sucks. So, that's a big failure. Ensure close ties with the local community. They actually have done this.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of clubs do this. It's not unique, but they have done it. So fair enough. They've done it. The players go and visit hospitals and so forth. Build towards the move to the Olympic Stadium. Well, I mean, okay, they built toward it. I don't really know how you want to quantify this or try to quantify it or qualify it. But I think what Graham is saying here is the move toward the Olympic Stadium to the Olympic Stadium has been a failure and continues to be because the fans haven't embraced it. And he's got some numbers in here, thousands of season ticket holders who haven't renewed. I think he has a number, something like 6,000 per season who don't renew. Hammers United estimate that up to 20,000 longstanding fans have fallen by the wayside. Of course, they've all been replaced by, people like us, partially by tourists, but also by other fans. So the board don't care whether it's longstanding fans or not. They just want paying fans.
Yeah, as long as it's. I mean, listen. I know there's that's another discussion we could have. Not today, but at some point, I would love to have this discussion, or at least have it on American Hammers TV. Yeah. That the whole tourist thing and what really is. I mean, because there's a lot of us like us, right? Like we know the songs, we love the club, and it would be a benefit to have us fill seats, right? There's other tourist one too. You know what I mean?
I don't think. I mean, to be honest, I don't think of myself as a West Ham tourist. I mean, I would, if I went to watch a match, I would be a tourist in the UK because I don't live there.
Yes.
But I don't think. But the amount of time we put into talking about this club and studying it and everything, I don't think of us as tourists. I don't. We're not people who are going to go over and not know what's going on, not know who the players are, not know. We know, and so. I don't think. I mean, people like us. I think we're pretty legitimate fans. I know some East London natives wouldn't agree. That's their prerogative. Fine, but I feel as though I'm a legitimate fan, and I think most people in that room would agree. But I know there are popcorn munching, big finger carrying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fans again, Gold, Sullivan, Brady. They don't care who it is as long as it's somebody who pays.
So that's the point. We could literally do a whole hour episode on just that whole discussion, the pros and cons, and what people really think, and get and we will do that sometime. As a matter of fact, we could get the chat room involved and everything else, and get their opinions because there's a massive mix of people in the chat as well. I'm gonna end up doing that. So what else we got?
Well, the last one is listen to the supporters. I mean, again, we don't need to even discuss this. Listen, and I obviously want David Moyes to succeed. He's done well so far. He's saying all the right things. He's doing all the right things. After Friday, we'll have another, sort of gauge as to how well he's doing. But that was a tone-deaf appointment. It was. I mean, it may or may not end up being the right appointment, but I think there's no way to determine that yet. But clearly the fans didn't want him back. Clearly the fans wanted somebody different or younger or more dynamic. And it was a tone deaf appointment, and it's gone along with everything they've done the last 10 years, which has been completely tone deaf.
Yeah.
And just almost arbitrary, like, and they've come up with these supporters groups, but they're not legitimate. They're not, I mean, they don't really have any, independent representation. It's just like handpicked fans. The board has chosen to say, "Oh, come tell us we're doing a good job."
Yeah.
So so I didn't count them up, but that's, I think, about 3 passes and 7 fails, something along those lines, or 4 and 6. Anyway, it's a lot of failure. So I would encourage everybody after you watch this to go read that article, because it's superb. As I said, way back to what we were talking about before, the timing bothered me until I read that article, and I thought, no, you know what? Let's do it.
The best thing about this whole situation is that it's an outside thing. It has nothing to do. They're not going to do it inside the stadium, I don't think. And I think it's a matter of they don't plan on disrupting the game, I don't believe.
No, I don't think so.
But again, I don't know exactly. But the point is that it's again, Paul said it, and he said it all over the place, Facebook, everywhere. It's not about David Moyes. It's not about the appointment. It's not about the players. It's about the board only. So just remember that. So if you know anybody planning on doing it, don't give them shit about it. I mean,
I agree.
Everybody has the right to do what they want. Let them do it.
Invasion. It's a static protest.
It's about the board. We all. Anyway, I'll zip it right now before I get too deep into what I really think about the board. But this is the perfect situation we got coming up Friday night with before we get into the next topic with David Moyes the second time around. I mean, you think about the fact that he was replaced. His contract was not extended. He was replaced by someone that the board felt that would do better than him, and now he's in a situation where the team was ready. The team was up for it. He just made a few tweaks, and boom, we smashed Bournemouth. That was great. Yeah. And then we went against Gillingham, and now he's got this point where he's got this Sheffield United match that he, for multiple reasons, in his own mind, has to win this match. Number one, to keep this going so that people will believe that he can still do it. That it's not just a fluke that we won those last 2 matches. Secondly, we drew with Roberto against Sheffield United. And if we lose against Sheffield United, that doesn't bode too well with, like, number one, the fans will be, oh, here we go. Set. I told you, Moyes out. Blah, 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 blah. He can't do Pellegrini. At least drew with Roberto, blah, blah, blah. And so he's going to really want, and multiple reasons, he's going to really want to have the team up and ready to smash Sheffield. Whether it happens or not, who knows? Can't really predict. But, yeah, good stuff.
It's a massive game. I mean, their home form is not that good, if I'm not mistaken. They win.
This is our very first guest right here, Kevy Kev. Kevy Kev is our first guest. He's the host of the CMHE 13 podcast. Go check it out. Whenever they do them, they usually send me the video, and I will post it on this channel. So keep an eye out for that. And then, good stuff. So what we saying? Oh, so yeah.
People will turn against him the second he loses one. If we lose to Sheffield United
this early, yeah.
Yes, they will. They will absolutely shred.
He's got to lose at some point, right?
No, he will. He will.
Yeah, but if it happens this early,
but he's got to get early
against Sheffield.
That's
rivalry and everything else. There's so many factors.
If we lose to Leicester, I don't think anybody thinks we're going to beat Leicester anyway. Liverpool, nobody thinks we're going to beat Liverpool anyway, right? I know the West Ham thing to do is to beat the big clubs and lose to the little ones, but this is a massive game. Sheffield United, very beatable, a good team above us in the table. A solid team, but their home record is not great. We have a lot of momentum going. I really think we need to get 3 points out of this. If we could be back in the relegation zone by the end of the weekend because we're only 2 points out. So I think we need I think we need to keep momentum going because as you said, this early they will shred him if he loses, and especially
because he'll go back and say, "Well, it was a week in Bournemouth side and barely beat Gillingham." And all this stuff. Yeah, but right now everybody's on a high, and let's stay that way. Let's just. I don't want us to. Please don't misunderstand me. I don't want us to lose against Sheffield United. I think we'll smash them. I really do. I have faith in David Moyes because what he's shown so far, these tweaks that he's made, and plus the position he's in with the fans, and it sounds like, especially the changes he's made, were things that the fans were saying. So it seems like someone's telling him, hey, keep an eye on this or whatever. I feel that we will, beat Sheffield. I just don't. I can't give a prediction. 'Cause I'm always wrong. And if I break that's the win, we lose. And I don't like when we lose because then we win. I mean, whatever.
I think we get a point at a minimum. I do. I usually do.
We have to. Can you imagine if we drew again?
Well, no. I think I wouldn't hate the draw away from home against a decent club, but I think we get at a minimum a point. I think if we lose this match, I think it's exactly what you said. We're going to hear Bournemouth had a lot of injuries. Gillingham won, and we took a 75 minutes. Yeah. The biggest concern I have is Zabaleta right back, obviously. Although I know it's against Gillingham.
He's fine. As long as Frederick's not in there, we're good. Don't worry about it. But we were going to come out with T-shirts a month ago saying "Free Ben Johnson" because where the hell has he been? I mean, I know he had like a hamstring or something, or not hamstring. He had some sort of injury, but he's supposedly back in training.
He's like back in training, but I've read he's like 2 weeks away from being match fit.
Yeah, well, good. Well, he'll be ready before Fredericks comes back, and then he'll take his spot. So that'll be great.
Fine with me.
No, I just wanted to say that we do have to. I mean, it sounded like you were trying to piss off some part of the West Ham fan base about 2 minutes ago, and you mentioned Sheffield being a decent club or something like that. I forgot what the phrase you used. It sounded like you were complimenting Sheffield, telling them they're a great club.
I'm saying that they've won some matches this season, that they are ahead of us in the table, and that this is not going to be easy.
I know. So anybody who listens to American Hammers Radio, we also have a podcast on there called Fortune's Always Hiding, and it's actually really good. I laughed my ass off on my way to work this morning. One of the perks of doing this, I get to listen to all my friends do stuff. It's great. So anyway, the last 3 episodes, I guess Zach has been saying stuff like that. What I was saying that you said, but about different states in the United States, talking about. I guess he pissed off the state of Ohio the first episode, and then he pissed off Massachusetts. And this most recent episode, he was talking shit about Florida, and but in a joking, fun way. But the point is, it's all West Ham related and referenced, and it's really funny stuff. So there's him, John Jackson from Philly, and Chris from Columbus, Ohio. It's good stuff. Check that stuff out. Wally, you bastard. We talked about this on the phone yesterday.
Oh, he's doing that. He's doing that for you. You know that. Right?
Yeah, we talked about that on the phone yesterday. You bastard. But I love you, Wally. And what else was there? All right, so American Hammers Radio also released their episode, which I got to remind Liam, since he just popped in, that we can only upload the audio to YouTube within a 24-hour period. So if there's 2 episodes at the same time, Liam, please push them off a day so they can both get on YouTube. Or I can upload it myself anyway. It doesn't matter. Anyway, that was inside talk. All right. What were we talking about next? Oh, yeah, Diangana.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I want to know, Lee.
Yeah.
First of all, what would we do with him? I mean, that's the position he's been playing over at West Brom is Anderson's position, or Fornals.
You know what we do with him? We play him against West Brom in the FA Cup. That's what we do with him. He can't.
For whom? Who would you drop for him?
Anybody. I mean, he can't play against us because he's on loan from us.
I think we need a full-strength squad.
Some sort of weird, he's one of the better players they have. I mean, don't you think
he hasn't played in like 6 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks?
Well,
with a hamstring injury.
Yeah, that's true. But he's had a good season for West Brom. I think he's a popular player there at the moment. I just sort of love the idea of yanking him out of West Brom and then putting him up against West Brom in the FA Cup. I just think
that's what the majority of the fan base wants. But looking at all these different goals and stuff like,
I thought I was the only one. Seriously. Who wanted
There's a lot of people on for the last 3 or 4 or 5, 6 months, dude. I mean, since he went to West Brom and was banging in goals, everybody was like, recall Diangana, we need him back for one reason or another. But now that we drew West Brom, not everybody, I'd say the majority, looking at all these polls on, not just Hammers polls, but other polls too, that just regular people are putting out there on Twitter, the majority of them always say, yes, let's recall him so that we could take him away from West Brom and then,
you know what?
beat him. But I'd take him and put him on the bench. I wouldn't start him or play him. There's no need.
Here's the truth.
We need a full strength squad.
I know. Here's the truth. I floated the idea on Twitter about bringing him back to play against West Brom because I thought it was funny. In all honesty, I would not bring him back. I've said all season not to bring him back. He's doing well at West Brom. I've always had some injury problems. He's doing well at West Brom. Let him go out on loan. Let him get his stay out on loan. Let him get his confidence. He can't play against us because he's our player. I would leave him there. I would. In all honesty, I'd leave him there because, as you said, I don't know who I'd pull for him. But beyond that, he was not quite up to standard when he played for us a few times in the Premier League, and that's why he went on loan. And I think he needs to continue to be on loan until the end of the season. And I really do. I do.
Yeah, the same with Hugo.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing about bringing back to play West Brom, I just thought it was funny. I just, for some reason.
No, I know.
And it was never serious. And what's funny is I can't believe anybody actually thinks that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was just a lark and a joke.
Because according to multiple sources, multiple reports, we still have a few days to recall him.
We have like 6 days, yeah. And the thing, I hate this article. I don't know if I can get it. I'm not going to try to pull it up because.
What, the one from the Sun, or was it one of your favorites?
Well, yeah. I mean, here's the deal about the Sun. So the headline is something along the lines of Moyes unsure about recalling Diangana. I mean, no, that's not true. If you ask David Moyes, are you going to recall Grady Diangana? He can't say yes or no. I mean, unless he's actually going to do it or he's done it, you can't say yes or no. You can't just answer that. Yeah, we're going to bring it back. I mean, obviously that's something that is, proprietary to the club, for lack of a better word. So the whole idea, I don't think he's unsure at all. I think he knows exactly what he's going to do. But because he will not give a direct answer to some, stroppy reporter, this journalist writes a headline that says, or some editor probably writes a headline that says, "Oh, Moyes is unsure of what to do." He's not unsure of what to do. He knows what he's going to do. He's just not going to tell you. That's all.
Of course. Yeah,
but it's not indecisive, and I don't think that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, this is the only redeeming part of the Sun right there. That's
yeah. All right. So enough of that then. I guess I wasn't really thrilled about that topic anyway. But all right, before we get to the next one, just off the topic, I guess. Holland going to Oxford. What are your thoughts?
Well, everybody seems to think it's a good move. I think the under 23s are going to miss him.
I think he's going to tear up League One. I think it's a smarter move to put him there and keep his confidence up instead of throwing him to a championship side.
I agree. I think it's a very good move. I think it's a great move. Yeah. I think, as you said, it'll build his confidence. I think he's going to absolutely shred it. I think he's going to bang in goal after goal if he stays healthy, of course, which is always
I'm disappointed
with our players. I think he's going to bang in goal after goal at that level and be fantastic.
He will. I'm disappointed though because the number one reason is that I'll just say Carl Gauntlet, right? I mean, it's a similar situation where I would rather have him be on the bench every game with the first team and training with the first team and get 15 minutes here, 10 minutes there, et cetera, and training with top quality players every single day instead of training in a League One training pitch with League One players and get all confused. You know what I mean? But he'll shine there for sure, and that'll show his true character if he actually goes there and shines. Because I mean, there's obviously reports that Nathan Trott's not even doing so hot down there. Either way, I don't know.
And I don't remember the answer to this question, to be honest. That seems very.
Tony Martinez go there and do versus nothing. He went to Oxford, didn't he? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, no, I think he's right. I think that's actually.
Yep.
I like the listen. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I like the idea of him getting 90 minutes every weekend in a full professional league environment. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And again, he's come through the academy. He's been a star for the reserves. I think you're right. I think he's going to absolutely shred League One, and I think it'd be good for his confidence. And I understand what you're saying about training with the Premier League side.
It's a proven thing, dude. I mean, we proved it at a fucking nobody level. We took a 15-year-old kid who had never played with adults before in his life.
That's true.
And we put him on a team with adults. The kid never got a single match minute on the top team, but he played in the reserves a few games. But the point was that you saw the change in development. Like the kid grew, his development it skyrocketed.
Good.
He was keeping up with the players in training and everything else, and these scrimmages and exhibition or friendlies or whatever, and the because of training with the first team, like with inside the drills and everything else with that.
We're talking about the club that Tim used to run. We had a semi-pro club in Lowell, Mass, and we did. We had a 15-year-old kid. Good guy, and he trained with the top team, and his improvement was massive. You're right, it's
massive.
True.
So anyway, I mean, it wasn't just him. We've seen it with other people too, and it happens in all different sorts of leagues all over the country. That's why loans. I mean, I guess it's similar, but again, I with someone like a supposed future star like Nathan Holland or even Diangana, I mean, I'd rather have them on the bench getting no minutes or little minutes, training with a first team every single day than going out on loan. Now, the guys that need a lot of work, you setting them on a loan means that they need a lot of work and you need to get them like match minutes or something. Like, I don't know, whatever. So that is what it is. He's going to Oxford. I wish him all the best, obviously. And just cross your fingers.
Hopefully he succeeds quickly, and and I don't know if we're able to recall him. I think he's gone for the rest of the season at this point, right? I don't think he can come back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he'd be worth it.
He's on the roster for for 2020, 2021. But I know what you're saying. I mean, I do. I get what you're saying. I just think he'll be very successful, and hopefully that'll build his confidence, and he'll come back to the top team. He'll come back to the Premier League club, to West Ham, with fire lit under him.
Yeah. So let's talk about Joe Cole. Let's talk about this. This shit. So basically, it looks like David Moyes is looking to bring in 2 more staff members. 2 more staff members. Obviously, can't be Stuart Pearce. Poor guy. I mean, I really wanted him back. I mean,
what did Stuart Pearce actually say? What did he actually?
Shit, I had it
Did
too.
you say he'd never met the owners or something like that?
Yeah, he basically said that Brady and Sullivan never came, like after the match, came into the locker room, the training room, or they never went to the training ground. And they never said whatever. But David Gold was usually there, and then every match, at the end of the match, David Gold would come in and say hello to everybody, but never. You said in the 7 weeks, or I can't remember what it was. 7 months, 7 weeks. He said 7 something. I swear it was 7, but he wasn't there that long. Anyway, and the whole time that Stuart Pearce was there, he said that he had never met Sullivan or Brady.
Okay, so I mean,
Lee,
he's implying.
Would you want to meet them? Does it matter?
No.
I mean,
okay, so he's implying they're disengaged, right? That's the whole point. He's saying, like, I never met them.
7 months. It is 7 months. Holy shit, 7 months. Never met owners 7 months. That's fucking ridiculous.
So he's implying they're disengaged, and I get that. But he didn't come out and say these guys are a bunch of clowns.
He did say something like, I don't know. I think he said something like, you would think that they would have. I don't know. He just implied that it was kind of shitty that they did that, but he didn't say it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. No. There was an implication. No question about that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't a rant. It wasn't like it's just.
He's too bad. Richard, I pay attention every fucking day. What are you talking about? I'm very selective about what I pull up there, Richard. I'm sorry. And sometimes when we'll get like a boost of, we're in the middle of a conversation here, and then all of a sudden like 8 million, comments pop up. I tend to miss a few. I'm sorry, but Richard, man, I'm not ashamed to put your stuff up there.
Scroll really quickly, and this stupid old MacBook that I have, I can't. It's not easy to scroll back up and see what's above. So I can only get like 5. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Me too. So let me straighten something out here too. It's not just Richard. So basically, there's a miscommunication going on between Neil, Richard, and Kevy Kev. So basically, the last episode I put up of the Columbus E13, I just took what he gave me and uploaded it up to YouTube, and the sound was very low, and that's what Neil was trying to say. He left a comment in the comment section saying, I can barely hear it, blah, blah, blah. And he was asking Kev if he got the message. And then Richard was saying, these guys don't listen to or read the topics. He wasn't talking about us. He's not on the show, Richard. He was talking about Kev, who's the host of the Columbus E13 podcast, which I take the video when they give it to me and I put it up on our YouTube channel so you can watch it. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
I just that out.
No, we do. We pay. I pay attention as much as I can. I
just mention Tompkins and you'll get Tim's attention.
That's what I. That's
yeah,
what
I know. I'm sorry. I'm slow.
He knows.
Only
I love the Joe Cole thing. I do. I love it because
I fucking don't. And you of all people, I swear to God, I told this to whoever we talked about this last time that I'm like, you're going to be pissed because he's Chelsea blue. He's Chelsea blue. He's spending the majority of his playing career in Chelsea.
Somebody did make that point in the chat room earlier.
Where is he right now? In Chelsea.
Somebody made that point in the chat room earlier. I don't remember who it was. I know I'll never get back up there.
It was Stuart. Stu.
He made the point. He made the point. To be fair, he did.
Or somebody else. I don't know. Maybe.
But listen. I think you pry him away now. I mean, he doesn't have to be Chelsea blue forever. He said the only reason he'd leave his cushy media job was to work for Chelsea or for West Ham. He still has some loyalty to the club. I think. I mean, look. This is what Ken says is correct. Can he coach is all we care about? I don't know. But what's the worst that could happen? Well, if he's a terrible coach, you just sack him, right? Send him back to Chelsea. Tell him, go do your damage over there. I mean,
I wouldn't expect much of them, right? I mean, because basically Moyes gives a game plan. He gives a training plan, usually made out by him and Alan Irvine because it's usually the assistant manager. And I love Father Ted. And Alan Irvine is Father Ted, like reincarnated. But I think that's why I love him so much because he reminds me of but anyway.
I love Father Ted.
Yeah. So anyway, no, I mean they set the training plans and then they say, here guys, here's the cones and go set it up for me and you deal with those guys over there. You deal with those guys over there. Hopefully, I'm assuming this is what happens in your training. I don't think Joe Cole sits there and says, here's my plan and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to train these guys. Here, David, I'm going to do something over here. Or Alan, stay over there. I got this. I'm going to come up with something for these guys. No, he just.
Well, he goes out and he
goes through the motions, right?
No, but
if you're a coach,
he whispers to Pablo Fornals. He whispers to no. Some of our young. Well, I mean, he doesn't literally whisper, but he goes up and he has a word with some of our younger players, and he says, "Hey, let me give you some advice. Let me give you the benefit of my experience on this."
Yeah, and he'll know, and he'll be able to tell them what the fans and what the supporters feel. He'll be able to say, "Hey, you want to do this for the fan? You got to do this. They'll love this. They won't love that. You know what I mean?"
I don't think there's a loyalty issue with him. I think if he comes to West Ham, he'll be West Ham. I really do.
I know. I
hate Chelsea more than any other club. I
know, which is why I'm shocked.
Except Millwall. But I hate Chelsea.
Kind of like, what I'm learning from. So basically, with what I'm learning with you, Lee, is that it doesn't matter if they were like Scott Parker, for instance, who went to Tottenham. Well, you forgive him in a second because he was Scott Parker, played here for 3 years.
Mark Peters went to Tottenham, and Bobby Moore twice requested to be transferred to Tottenham. Just don't forget about that. Is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Good
question. If he has any badges, I'm assuming so. If he's coaching with the Chelsea Youth Academy, because the thing is that to be an ambassador and be around and stuff like that. I don't think you have to, but I think that's how you pick up your badges. But the point is, when Jack Collison first started with West Ham, he actually started with Peterborough first. Yeah. He already had like this first or second level, whatever that is, before he even got that. He was doing that during his playing career, getting his badges. And Joe Cole must have done the same because I don't think you can get a job at a big club without your badges.
I don't think Bishop doesn't have his. He doesn't have his,
which is why he doesn't work. Yes, he said that.
Right, which is doing academies in Florida.
But in America, all you need is a British accent, and you automatically get a job.
I would hire Ian Bishop to do anything, especially.
No. I know. I'm just saying, like the whole Challenger Sports.
The Challenger Sports,
all they have is accents. They don't have badges.
What are they called? Yes, all those that run the practices here. Yeah, those are just guys with accents. I can say, "Oh, mate, I'd like to run your practice or your training," and they'd be like, "Oh, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Surrey. Oh, okay, come on in."
Yeah,
know about football. Yeah, no,
I know. So yeah, and listen, another point. Did you see this one, Lee?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So
Teddy Sheringham, the same way.
I know. It doesn't mean I have to. Me personally, I have to like it. I'm not saying I don't want him there because you know what? If he did come here, I do love everything that he did for West Ham, and even the second time he came around, you could tell that he tried. He wanted to be here. He actually had a great cup match against I forgot who the fuck we played. He had a great game. He scored I think he scored 2 goals in a cup match for us.
Yeah, he did.
And even the second time around, he gave a shit. He wanted to be here, and he loves the club. So I guess you're right. Maybe he does have, a piece of his heart there here.
Loyalty is for fans, all right? And we should all be loyal. Football is a business. Footballers are professionals. That I've
Well, you got to wear pants first and foremost.
Was all the C-bombs you were dropping, Gary. That wasn't your accent. That was what you were.
Probably, your language, your attire or lack thereof.
I was going to say, that's what you're actually saying. It wasn't the accent, the word.
You also have to keep your hands off the kids' moms. But I love you, Gary. You know that.
Right, exactly. Yeah, no,
because you were calling everybody. You typed that before you. That's funny.
Footballers are professionals. I mean, earlier in my career, when I was writing for magazines and magazines were desperate for writers, this was obviously a very long time ago. I jumped from one place to another for more money or a more prestigious publication, and I left jobs that I loved, and I went to other ones that were rivals because I was like, hey, I can make more money here and be read by more people. Honestly, I mean, I don't blame footballers for doing that at all. I know we hate guys who, we call them Judas and we call them, turncoats or whatever. They're just out there to make as much money as they can in the short time when they're professional footballers. They don't have a long time, and they're just out there to further their careers with coaching and everything else. Again, I've always said it. If a rival company called me tomorrow and said, we'll double your salary to come work for a better place, I'd leave tomorrow. I wouldn't even think about it, So loyalty is for fans. It's not for players. It's wonderful when they're loyal. I love Mark Noble. I love the fact that Carlton Cole, who came from Chelsea, has come back around and been part of the club. I love when they do that. But Kenny Brown works for Millwall. He still goes and watches West Ham.
I know.
He still goes. He sneaks out on Saturdays and goes and watches West Ham. He told me that. So
yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but it doesn't bother. I just don't think you can think that way.
Yeah. Well, Charlie popped in the chat there.
Yes.
Hammer's chat. Yeah, check out Hammer's chat. They're good.
Charlie's a good guy. We like Charlie.
I love Charlie. Charlie's awesome.
He's no fan of wrestling too. He likes the old Saturday night wrestling like we used to have when I was growing up.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you got to talk to. We're gonna have a pod. One of these days we'll do an episode with Tony. Talk about the Von Erichs and Junkyard Dog and the great Kabuki and all the great wrestlers of the '80s. We'll do that one of these days. It's really hard to have a West Ham tie-in with that, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah. No, we will.
We'll figure it out.
3 a.m. in the UK. Okay, 3 a.m. in the UK. Really? No way. Where the hell are you? Oh yeah, it is because it was 2 to 3. Okay, but I'm used to doing 8 o'clock shows now. Yeah. So now we're doing 9 o'clock show. That threw me off. All right. Wow.
Yeah, man.
You guys are up early. I mean, late.
You're up. They're probably up late. Here you go. Ken will do the wrestling show. We can all do the wrestling show. We'll get that done.
Yeah, dude. We don't have enough space in this StreamYard. That's what pisses me off. Is it caps out at 6. Actually, if you have a 6th person, somebody in the group will have some technical issues. It's really weird. We need to, but again, StreamYard's in beta, so still after a year. But so far it's been good to us, and is what it is. So anyway, all right, we got coming up. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. Thursday usually fixture focus. I don't think we're Sheffield United supporters. Number one, I don't think there are that many. Secondly,
not here.
They're very they're difficult to find, or B, they just don't like us. So I don't know if they want to do it.
He does.
I do already have one booked for the Everton one, and I think I'm doing it because Justin's in South America for the month. So I'll be doing a fixture focus next week with an Everton supporter that we've already had him on.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. But no, Friday Night Lights. Oh shit, I gotta say Friday Night Lights. So Friday Night Lights is gonna be good if everybody decides to show up, because I overbooked because the last few I had issues underbooking. So I overbooked this time and they called my bluff. It always happens to me when I do this. It's happened before a couple times. So we're gonna have 4 guests on this one, because there was like one a couple weeks ago. We only had one.
Did he win?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So yeah, and by default, because the other people didn't show up, so screw them. And
I didn't know somebody else showed up. I would have done it if I had known. I didn't know that. Anyway.
This week, have you done it yet?
Yes, I did the one with Ian Bishop. That was
you're out.
That was a Wednesday night version of Friday Night Lights.
Yeah. So yeah, it's one and done for this stretch, because basically,
that's fine. Yeah.
What we're doing is, once we hit 18 winners, we're going to have a tournament with the bracket of 9 and 9. And then we can do like 3, 3, 3, etc. and break it down. We're gonna have a tournament of all the winners. It's gonna be the Friday Night Lights Winners Cup tournament. It's gonna be awesome. And Ian Bishop, Baz Cox, Charlie Walsh.
Coming back for that? Is he gonna come back for that?
100%. Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's just a matter of getting the right time.
That's amazing. Okay. Excellent.
Yeah. So that was the whole plan, the whole point. And I think that's why John let him win. So he didn't let him win. He fucking crushed that episode.
I mean, I think I very clearly won that episode, but
yeah, I think Kevin. I was rooting for Kevin.
Yes. So.
I was Team Kev. Just kidding. That was a great episode. It was a great episode. So go back and watch it if you haven't already. It was a great episode, people. But anyway, so we got that tournament coming up at some point as soon as we hit 18. I think we're at like 15 right now. So for this Friday, we have, oh, Jesus Christ, Dean from Tampa hammers. So somebody else besides Cam. We have Costia, who has been on the show. Well, he was scheduled on the show 3 times and for some reason couldn't do it 3 times. So he'll be on, hopefully. We'll see. Maybe they'll end up with 3. We have Gabe. Gabe in the chat room is going to be on this one.
Yes.
So yeah, it's going to be awesome. Yeah.
I'm going to have to. I'll watch this one then.
Oh, fuck, I can't remember the 4th.
Gabe.
Guy Andrew Bays, the guy that shit. He's from New Orleans, or not New Orleans. He's not New Orleans. He's from Louisiana. So we got a Louisiana guy on this. So we'll have 4 people on there, hopefully. And then Saturday, I don't know what the hell is going on. Hopefully.
Now, I just so you know, he was on. If you look up, it was a Friday Night Lights, but it was a Wednesday night edition, and it was back in December, back in like late December. I don't remember the date, but it's on there. It's on the YouTube. It's in there.
Yeah, we have a playlist for Friday Night Lights. You just click on the Friday Night Lights playlist, and then it's in there.
You'll see
it.
So
and also,
that one's amazing.
In special guests, we also we interviewed him even months before. Yeah. So we got 2 episodes with him. And it's awesome. He'll be back.
Amazing. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know when he's going to come next, but he will come on again.
I'm trying to work out with. We're going to be doing another full-time show, not with Gaz and Sully, because Gaz is enjoying life right now, and Sully is on the Weekend Review show. He told me he won't do it without Gaz. So I have. We're going to have a new full-time show, and Chris from Columbus is going to be the host, and I'm trying to work out who's going to be able to do these shows with him, because they vary. Obviously, the matches vary. Like we got the Friday night one coming up, and then we got a Wednesday against Liverpool in a couple weeks, and so on and so on and so on. So anyway, but we're going to be doing it. What was the other thing? So that could be this Friday. I don't know. Well, we're going to try. And this Saturday, I don't think we have anything. Sunday, we have 2 things. All right. So I'm going to be interviewing a dude from Ireland, from Dublin, and that we haven't spoken to yet. So we're bringing back the interviews. And then on Sunday night, it's West Ham Weekend Review. So there's stuff to look forward to. Right, Lee?
Something to look forward to. I told Ken, I told you we can do this live. All right. Well, all 3 of us live close enough together. The 3 of us, we can do a thing. We can do
You
it.
should have fucking come on tonight, Ken. Jesus, look at it. It's just us. No pressure.
Yeah. Come on tonight.
You were in here anyway.
Yeah. We'll do it though. We'll do a thing.
We'll do it sometime. Yeah, anytime you want, Ken. Just let us know. We got to schedule that because it would be awesome. You got some cool stories you told us, in person that would be cool if you shared with the public. Nothing too damning. Nothing that would throw you under the bus or anything. But it's really good stuff. Some really cool stories.
Yeah, good stories. Yeah. No, good stuff. A lot of legends. He saw.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right. So everybody, listen, thank you so much. If you're watching us from Periscope or Facebook, please check out our YouTube channel and click the subscribe button, please. If you're watching this video or made it this far, click the like button. It helps us out. You don't, what else? Jesus. Website. No, website. Right here down the bottom of scrolling. It says shop for American Hammers merchandise at ahtv.threadless.com.
Has everybody seen our website? Because it is amazing. The new website, theamericanhammers.net. There's a link to the shop. I'm going to pull it up real quick, all right? Because
view our new website at americanhammers.net.
Alex from Mississippi did this.
The guy who did our shop, the shop is awesome.
And it is just brilliant. It is so good. I mean, look at this. It's all professional looking.
All our newest videos are on there.
And you know what's funny is if you click the translations of the languages, there's like 2 places where it actually is translated into the language. I can't remember where, but it's like down here where you can. It's like on the Facebook likes, it says it in French instead of English. But anyway, other than that, forgetting about that for a minute, this is a fantastic. I mean, look at this thing. It's like really good.
Scroll down a second. See all those supporters group logos right there? Those are all in our shop. Like if you buy something with their design on it, they get half. They get half of the proceeds.
Here's right here. Here's a link to the shop right here.
If you're looking for a supporters group too, there's supporters group links as well. But click on the shop for a second. I mean, after you scroll down or whatever. But
back to it. This takes you right to.
We're on iTunes, by the way. So basically, when I keep talking about our podcast and stuff like that, we're on iTunes and Spotify. So.
I know this works. I just don't. Oh, here it comes. My browser is a little on the not great side.
Scroll down. Look at these people wearing that stuff. Look at that.
I actually might get this one. I like that.
I love that one.
That supporter shirt. I like that one.
Yeah, I need that one.
You know what? Don't be fooled by the slowness of this. It's my stupid computer.
What the hell happened there? There we go.
It's a flash screen.
So I have the one that the girl on the right's wearing. Oh, the American Hammers Network. I like that one too. Oh, there's Arkansas. Hammers poles. There you go. We didn't do that tonight, so I'm sorry, buddy. I
forget about them sometimes.
I
always look at them online. Hammers poles. Hey, West Ham, France. These are good guys right here. I like those guys.
Yeah. So if you buy that, they get half the proceeds, which is cool. Appalachian irons. If you buy one of theirs, half of the proceeds. Actually, no. I'm sorry. Theirs 100% of the proceed goes to Isla's fight. So
this is cool. Look at Detroit. That is an awesome badge.
That is an awesome badge, man.
And I have friends at church from Ghana.
Ghana. There's Chile. There's
hammers. This is ours. Look at Merrimack Valley hammer, which Alex made for us.
Yeah.
The Minuteman on it, which is pretty cool.
That is a cool logo.
I don't know.
Yeah. We need to actually group up to. It's Lee's couch right now, but we'll go to Ken's too.
We've watched games together before, so that's.
I know.
3 is a group.
We are. You're right. We've said that a million times. 3 is a group.
There's a group. It's a group. It's official. It's a group. Yeah. So the shop is cool. It's just a really good website. I mean, I don't know how to design a website, obviously, because we look at our old website, it was terrible.
Listen, I gotta give them all the props. Our Discord too. Yeah, check out our Discord. We were doing some live chatting during the game instead of like having a video where you're watching me watch a video. And no, if you had a chat going on the Discord, you should join it. The links over there.
You get links to the
Scott Collier. Yeah.
You get links to the this is different
Instagram, and then there's Facebook. We can't figure out the Twitter though. I got to give Alex most props. Listen, Alex from Mississippi, man, he came in literally just doing a show with us. He wanted to get involved. We interviewed him. He wanted to get more involved, so we gave him a show for the Fantasy Premier League. He actually was busting his ass trying to get that the Fantasy Premier League thing going for us. He got us over 200 people in our league. He was doing the shows for a while, but people weren't really watching the show. So he said, I'm disappointed. Screw this. Give me something else to do. So what he did was he said, I'll clean up your shop. I'll make your shop awesome. He taught himself Photoshop. He taught himself all these cool things to help advertise the different groups. He's reached out to all these different groups to get them into the shop, and he's doing an awesome job. I love it. And then, you know what he said? He's like, listen, I think I could do the website too. And then he literally taught himself how to do all that stuff. I got to give that guy all the props in the world, man. He's doing awesome.
Yeah, and he says like a sports marketing guy. He works for Mississippi State.
He used to work for Tampa Bay Rays, and now he's working for Mississippi State. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the one when we asked the question, which opponent do you like to beat the most? He said Alabama. I thought that was great.
This is a good question, real quick.
I don't know.
Great question is because they didn't respond. So
Really?
that's what happens. And honestly, listen, there's a lot of groups that have been around a long time, like them, like Dallas, and there's other groups as well that pretty much say, we do it on our own, and they want to keep it their own. That's fine. I mean, we're not really doing anything other than like doing a place that makes stuff for us. We don't have stuff in stock. Yeah. We just put your design up there. If people buy the design, we split the thing, because what we do, what we offer. So anybody who has supporters groups, or even if you have designs, if you just come up with a cool West Ham design, you want to get your design in our shop, we'll still split it 50-50 with you. Here's what happens. We put the design in the shop. It gets on a million different types of items. And then, people buy it. There's no minimum. So basically someone buys something. It's not like Bonfire where you have to sell 20 to sell it. If people buy something, Threadless does it, and they ship it out to wherever in the world, which is awesome. And then we split the money, because what we do is we do that for you. And then we also advertise it and create like advertisements for it and put your logo on different shirts over them, models and stuff like that. And then advertise it to help, sell more stuff and get your logo out there or design. So if you want to do it, do it. Because it's really cool, because it doesn't cost them anything, or you. Or whoever, it's just an extra way to get your logo or design out there. So I think it'll be really cool to get like supporters, just regular supporters designs. Like if you got a cool design that you want on a shirt, something like this, like I bought this off eBay. I know Liam's in there and he said he already has this one. But like this, dude, somebody just put West Ham, the logo, and put it on eBay, and now everybody's buying it. It's a similar thing. So come up with a cool design, send it in the shop, and you can make half of the money. That's awesome.
Why not? And the stuff looks so good too. It looks so good.
Oh, and the quality is fantastic. Man.
I wouldn't just say this because I love football shirts. I have lots of jerseys, football shirts, and also American football and baseball, everything else you can imagine, hockey, all this stuff.
Yes.
And I take this stuff seriously, and I'm not joking about it, so I take it very seriously. And yes, the quality is superb. It's really, really good. Really good. Way beyond what I thought it would be, to be honest, so yeah, it's excellent. So I would, in all seriousness, I wouldn't lie to you about that. Two things I take very seriously are shirts and hair, and so I'll be honest about both those things. The quality. The only thing that really good.
Exactly. The only thing that disappoints me about just Threadless and the shop in general, and what Alex and I, who we're doing a lot behind the scenes, like talk daily about stuff about American Hammers Network to help it grow. Hats. I know Kevin in Columbus does hats, right? So yeah, exactly. But we want to have American Hammers TV hats, stuff like that too, in our shop. We can't get it in Threadless; they don't do it. We also he's working on getting he's designing shoes right now. It's fucking cool, and also socks. And we have scarves, but we haven't. You can go to AmericanHammersTV.us and buy one.
They're still.
They're still there, yeah. And then I shipped out a handful today, which is cool. And yeah, what else? Anyway, so enough of that. Enough of the commercial. I got to go. But listen, stay tuned for I guess either late tonight or early tomorrow. Excuse me. The Columbus E13 podcast video will be up because he just sent it to me. So, gosh, man, I need a coffee or something. Anyway.
Not Strava coffee though. Not Strava Craft coffee.
I wish, man. I loved it. It was so good. It was though. It really was good. Oh, I missed them. But anyway, they got a new CEO, and he wants to do things and take it to a whole new level. So,
all right. Well,
anyway,
nobody's missing. That's all I'm
All right,
saying.
guys, listen, stay tuned, like, subscribe, and buy some stuff to help support the channel, because we don't have a Patreon like Hammer's Chat does, and how we pay the bills is, people buying stuff in our shop, so I really appreciate it. And yeah, come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.